Hey guys, I just wanted to recap the public comment at the AISD board meeting. As you can see, a lot of people showed up. It was a packed house. A lot of people are wanting answers as to why Pleasant Valley got closed.
We'll start with Hope McCoy, then on deck is Mary Herring, and in the hole is Kay Poindexter.
Will everybody from Pleasant Valley please stand up? Thank you. Good evening, members of the board and superintendent. First, I want to thank you all for agreeing to a Pleasant Valley Town Hall meeting. If the school is not available, we have opening at Pleasant Valley Methodist Congregation Hall. And secondly, I'm here to speak about the vital role of our elementary school, how it plays in the life and health of our community, of why we are fighting and coming together to save our community school. For us, this school is not just a building where lessons happen, it is the heart of our neighborhood. It's where our children take their first steps towards learning, where parents meet each other for the first time, and where generations, like my grandson, who is 6th generation on his paternal side, who have shared in traditions like school plays, fairs, and holiday programs. Without it, something far bigger than a building is lost. A neighborhood school means children can walk safely to school, parents can be involved even without a car, and teachers truly know their students and their families. That connection improves attendance, builds trust, and leads to a better outcome for kids in giving that school the A rating. It also impacts our community stability. Studies show that neighborhoods with local schools attract more young families. When a school closes, families move away and the sense of community weakens. I know firsthand from growing up in a small town called Kittiquay, Texas. Pleasant Valley wants to continue to exist for another 100 years to offer that rural country feel to families that want more space and not a cookie cutter home. I understand the district faces challenges, enrollment numbers, budgets, and facility needs, but closing the school should have been the very last option. So let's look forward at a way to increase enrollment, like adding specialty programs, like a magnet or a bilingual program, adding a 6th grade class, redrawing the lines, or letting the vineyards know that Pleasant Valley is a closer and still a quality option. Partner the school up with local organizations to bring in resources like what was done with Carver. Our Pleasant Valley River Road Revitalization Group is willing to help through volunteering, fundraising, whatever is needed. Please understand once the school is gone, the damage to community is lasting. Reopening our elementary school isn't just about education, it's about preserving the safety, stability, and identity of our neighborhood for more generations to come. Thank you for your time and considering the full impact of this decision, not just on paper, but also on the people. Thank you.
Mary Herring.
I'm a retired school teacher from Emerald. My great-grandson is one of those involved. Our family's been here for 6 generations. The $39 million y'all got from somewhere would have gone a long way to keep all these schools on the north side open. The lines have always been moved before in the last 60 years that I've known about Amarillo schools or been involved with them. The vineyards are only a mile away from Pleasant Valley, whereas the Woodland Park or Woodland School is 6 miles. So the people in Pleasant Valley have to go to 6 miles instead of a mile and a half, like the grandparents of my grandson. Many grandparents bought houses in Pleasant Valley because they could be close to school. And I watched them pick up kids at school. And grown-up grandparents were picking up kids. And some of them were probably great-grandparents. They don't want to drive 6 miles or to Timbuktu to try to round up their kids in the afternoon to take them home to their house, and some of them may be raising them, and keep them until the parents get off work. The heavy traffic, and these are elderly people. I saw some of them. I watched them pick them up. There are 2 child care businesses real close to Pleasant Valley. One's only a block away. They walk down there and they get the kids that have to wait to get parents off after school and take them there. The Pleasant Valley Baptist Church also is about a half a mile away, and it takes kids. I don't think these businesses are gonna run all over our umbrella trying to find these kids. Small schools, small classes are very important. If from 1 to 3 or K to 3, you learn to read. After that, you read to learn. I've seen kids at some of the places I've been that because the classes were big, you got over 15 in a class, you cannot control it. You cannot watch them. You've got to change things frequently. Their attention span's short. You can't leave them to their own motivate themselves. My experience in schools was the smaller the class, 15, you had 3 times as many A's, more time to do things, and got further down the line. I'm involved with the reading program, where we take horses to school, and then we take kids to the range riders with the horses. We have the kids read to the horses. The kids from schools, because we do some of the lower economic ones, that have big classes. I've asked the teachers how many they had. A first grader teacher that's got 22 in a classroom cannot keep up. You cannot individualize. If you have some that are disciplined, some that don't speak English, you can't help everybody. We found there was quite a few who could not even read sight words at the end of the first grade. Small classes, and that's what apparently they had at Pleasant Valley. I didn't get involved in this because nobody thought you were really going to do it. Really? If a grandkid ends up in a larger class, does that mean whoa?
Yeah.
Okay.
Members of the board, my name is Sean Hall, and I am a member of the Pleasant Valley Revitalization Group. We started this because of your decision to close Pleasant Valley Elementary. It's always funny the things that bring people together. I have now met more of our community than I've ever met before. We have had petition signings and collected over 250 signatures to keep the school open. Many of these people form the core of our growing group. Our mission has changed from keeping the school open to reopening the school. In many ways, that is all that has changed. Our anger at its closure has not and will not go away. We hold monthly community meetings, and inevitably we will have new attendees who just heard of its closure or simply haven't had an outlet for their frustrations. Every meeting devolves into us trying in vain to calm them down and explain your decision to close this school, which is tough because the logic and math behind closing the school are hard to defend. I do not think you understand how upset our community really is. I do want to thank you for agreeing to giving us a meeting. I believe that is a great first step. We hope that you give us a better explanation as to how closing Pleasant Valley Elementary helps the students, how closing the school helps our neighborhood, or how closing our school and busing Pleasant Valley children all over the city is the best possible solution. I look forward to hearing why each board member voted to close these schools. I hope that these answers will bring some peace of mind to your constituents in the valley, and that we can have a town hall where we don't spend the majority of our time talking about the board of the Amarillo Independent School District and about the politics of school closures and how the bottom line is the only thing that matters anymore. I look forward to it. Thank you for your time.
Oh, sorry. I'll just stand here with you.
I'm just gonna be a second. My name is LaWanda Mosley. I've stood up here for the last 2 board meetings. I know we've badgered you guys. We've talked about the money you have found. We've talked about closing the schools. We're standing up here today. Somebody told me you agreed to a town hall meeting, so I looked at the agenda. There's no town hall meeting on that agenda. So are you gonna have a town hall meeting in Pleasant Valley so that the students and the parents and any teachers that want to reopen that school in 2026 can attend that town hall? That's what we're here for. Are you gonna do that?
That's
So that's
not
not
an
on the
item
agenda.
no.
So it's not on the agenda, and that's what I said, it's not on the agenda. So
Right.
are we filling Pleasant Valley citizens with false hopes? Is someone on the board saying that you're gonna have a town hall and you're not? I am gonna challenge the media, and I'm gonna challenge you guys. If you're gonna have a town hall meeting, put it out into the public on the social media platforms, put it out in the newspaper, let the people in the community know the meeting is gonna happen so that you see how passionate these children are, the parents are, and even the teachers that are not speaking up. If I was a teacher and I was a current teacher, I wouldn't be at this podium either. Because what's gonna happen next? I'm gonna lose my job because I'm speaking against the school board. But you have teachers out there that want to go back to Pleasant Valley. So I'm gonna challenge you guys to at least consider 2026. I'm also gonna give you one more challenge. Look at how many students are on the Pleasant Valley roll when you closed it. Look at how many of those students enrolled in the Amarillo ISD. Look at how many of them went to River Road, and look at how many of them went to Highland Park. And then calculate those dollars to see how much revenue you lost on those children that are in those school districts. I would say that Pleasant Valley is a better educational system than the ones that are in the two school districts from the elementary. Please give that consideration back to the community and allow that school to be considered to be reopened in 2026.
I can actually say something if it's fact, correct? Okay, so it has been agreed that there will be a Pleasant Valley community meeting. It has not been scheduled, but it has been agreed to. So I can say that.
Getting off of the school closure a little bit, Mike Fisher gets up there and addresses the safety of our students and the police that are supposed to be in each campus, while also talking about all this money they're planning on spending on a bus barn just after closing 3 schools.
My name's Mike Fisher, and I live in the city limits of Amarillo. And I'm here to raise a critical question. Who is this board protecting? Children or adults? And I bet if everybody answered that question, you'd probably say the children. I think you would. I hope you would. But let's talk about the policing deal that we've talked about before. We're required to have a police officer at each campus during school hours, but we don't. We have some cops that cover like 3 campuses or more, but we've got 2 cops stationed right here at the headquarters. Who are we protecting? We're overprotecting the central office while underprotecting the children. That's not about safety, that's about backwards priorities. Your silence is loud. At your last meeting, 2 citizens brought urgent concerns. One questioned the closure of 3 elementary schools in Amarillo's, 2 of them mostly minority concentrated neighborhoods, citing possible Voting Rights Act violations. Another person brought up the possibility of election fraud involving your fellow board member that's not here today. This board had nothing to say about the children losing schools, but you quickly defended the adult board member. You protected the adults, not the kids. Today, you're considering an agenda item 3A6, spending probably millions on a transportation facility. We called that a bus barn when I was a kid. Let's be real. No children equals no buses. No children equals no need for this district. You closed 3 schools to save $3 million a year total. Then exactly 1 month later, you found $40 million. Don't tell us you can't use those funds to keep the schools open. That $40 million could have kept those schools open for 13 years at the $3 million savings. Yet we are here spending millions on a bus barn. And I'm telling you, this is how they spend the money, guys. There's no dollar amount on that bus barn. I looked at your packet, there's no dollar amount. How are you guys gonna decide that today? How are you gonna, is this why we're in all this trouble? There's not a dollar amount anywhere. So you guys are gonna say, yeah, let's do that. Let's build a bus barn for whatever price it is. There's not a dollar. This is why we're in trouble, guys. This is why these schools closed, and they sit here and just look at you like we're a bunch of idiots, or they are. Who is it? Guys, you gotta get some more common sense here. This is bogus.
When it was my turn to speak, I spoke on the ineligibility of Connie Brown to hold a seat on this board. Connie Brown, who was not in attendance tonight, I don't know, maybe she's fixing to step down to avoid voter fraud charges. Last time I spoke about her, they sent me to a video that did nothing to prove that what Connie Brown did was legal or lawful in any way.
Public comments?
Yeah, can I go? I got some paperwork here. Can I come up and hand it out to y'all?
Yes. Can you state your name?
John Adair. Only got 3 copies. I'll give you all one. First of all, I just want to say to everybody that came out from Pleasant Valley, thanks for coming out, letting your voices be heard. I love seeing people stand up for their community and come out and speak up. I addressed Connie Brown at the last meeting, and I was given a response when no one else addressing school closures was given a response. And I was told to go see a video from 2023 when y'all canvassed the election, and I found that video very uninformative, to say the least. So let's discuss some facts. Connie Brown was registered to vote in Canyon ISD Precinct 204 in August of 2022, 6 months before the filing deadline for AISD Board of Trustees. Fact, she voted in November 2022 election in Precinct 204, which is Canyon ISD. Fact, February 18th was the deadline to register as a candidate for AISD Board of Trustees election that was on May 6th of 2023. Connie Brown changed her voter registration to Precinct 227, Randall County, within AISD boundaries on February 9th, 2023. It was valid 30 days after the change. But regardless of either date, she was not a registered voter in AISD 6 months prior to filing deadline for February 18th. This has never been about her residence. It has always been about voter registration. AISD had a job to do, and you failed at your job. You had 5 days to check everyone's voter registration, and you did not. If you had done your job, you would have seen Connie Brown was not eligible to be on the ballot and therefore would never have been elected. Connie Do-Nothing Brown knew she was not eligible to run for AISD Board of Trustees based on her voter registration. The qualifications are clearly stated on AISD's website. AISD needs to publicly take responsibility for not verifying qualification and information of each candidate. You owe it to the citizens of Amarillo who are still questioning the integrity of this school district and this board. Thank you.
Good evening, I'm Tom Scherlen. I am here to discuss the closing of schools. The thing that bothers me more than anything is we're not just talking about AISD here. We're talking about the city of Amarillo. Because when you go to closing school, you're affecting the community. How many little towns have lost their school and lost the community? Not only that, you're affecting the city of Amarillo, Potter County. Now, in my opinion, all of those facilities should sit together. The city, school board, Potter County. Instead of closing the school, let's figure out what we can do to make it grow. Closing the school doesn't answer the question. It's an easy way out. And I'm tired of people taking easy way outs. Sometimes you gotta stand up for what's right, what we're here for. All of these people, when you're talking about closing school, have paid school taxes. They bought those houses because they like that school district. Now, if you wanna go look a little bit further, what school districts are growing? Bushland? Why? Canyon? Growing. Why? Out here east of town, Highland Park. It's growing. Why? In fact, Highland Park is building new residential areas. Why? Because business is growing out that way. Now, what if we work together as a city, a county, or maybe two counties, Randall too, and figure out what we can do together? And together, I bet we could lower taxes. I bet we could open schools. I bet we could grow Amarillo, Potter, and Randall County. I challenge you. There's more than one way to do a job. Closing's the easy way out. Closing's the cowardly way out. By taking it on, I mean, all of a sudden we hadn't heard anything, and all of a sudden we're hearing the rumors we're going to close schools. Next thing we know, we hear, well, we're going to close these 3 schools. All of those schools are protected by the 1965 Civil Rights Bill. And I don't think any of y'all are ready to take on the federal government. But that's what we'll do if we have to. We'll take it to the feds all the way. And I'll fight for this town. I'll fight for Amarillo. I'll fight for AISD. We've got to make common sense. Thank you.
And that was our former councilman, Tom Scherlen, speaking about these school closures and the impact that it is having on our communities, while also bringing up the fact that many civil rights violations are occurring with these school closures. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Tom Scherlen.
On contract at FanFest. So our first annual FanFest 2020